get a message out there. This is Freedom Live number 7. Freedom Live number 7. Today is June 27th, and it's 8:31 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And tonight we're going to talk about increasing energy. I invite you into this space tonight. We still got those long summer days here in the Northeastern Hemisphere. We're enjoying these beautiful, beautiful days. Maybe that has something to do with energy. Maybe, just maybe. Maybe you're out and about or you're just coming back in. But I want to talk about it right away. Number one, how do you feel right now? Because this is paramount to our energy. How do we feel? So before we even get into the meat of the conversation tonight, I want you to think about how you feel as you're listening to this, because once you get over the judging of my hair, the lighting, my delivery, once you get over that judging, why don't you settle into how you feel tonight and begin to ask yourself, what can you do to feel a little bit better? But here's what I want to do tonight. I want to do something a little different tonight. I want to tell you a story. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Good evening, Conchetta. I want to tell you a story tonight. And as I get the message out there tonight, let some people settle into this. I want to tell you a story about John D. Rockefeller. You've heard that name before. And what does that have to do with increasing my energy, Austin? Where are you going with this? Stay with this. I want to tell you the story and how this relates as I promote. I want to get the message out there tonight. And by the way, check in with yourself and your energy level tonight. John D. Rockefeller, for those of you that know, John D. Rockefeller was one of the most, arguably one of the most, or the most wealthy, let's say, one of the wealthiest men to ever walk the face of the earth. Yes? No? We can get an agreement on that? John D. Rockefeller, welcome YouTube Live. It's great to have you here tonight for Freedom Live number 7. We're talking about increasing your energy. I've had a lot of people ask me, Austin, how do you do it? You're always on there. You're working. You're doing all these things. I have things that I do. I have strategies that I use. And I want to share them with you tonight. But first, I want to talk about John D. Rockefeller. John D. Rockefeller, one of the wealthiest men to ever walk the face of the earth, started out small and built his business into a massive enterprise through oil. He arguably monopolized the industry, and now some of the laws we have today based on antitrust are a result of John D. Rockefeller. Well, John D. Rockefeller got into a feud with a couple railroad guys. And one of them was the last name of Scott. What does this have to do with energy? Well, the story goes is that the railroad people got into a feud, and Rockefeller was shipping his barrels of oil via railroad. So if that's your means of transportation to get your oil to the world, and you get into a feud, it might cause some delays in the way your energy is distributed. Now, what I want to share with you about this story of John D. Rockefeller is that he doesn't go down easy, right? You know, John D. Rockefeller, he wouldn't have been. Actually, I think this story really defines John D. Rockefeller, and I'm going to get into how this is relevant to your energy level. The railroad people decided they weren't going to ship his oil, or they were shipping it very sparingly, and it was starting to shut his operation down. It was messing up his business in a major way. So what John D. Rockefeller did, as the story goes, he ran a pipeline across the United States. And it may sound like a simple thing to run a pipeline, but that's, hey, Carrie, welcome. Feel free to share this message tonight. We're getting into increasing our energy level, but if you're just joining me, I want you to check in with your energy level. Yes, you. And every time I go, if your energy levels, I'm going to go right like this. It's going to give you a shot. Boom. I'm going to give you a shot of energy. It's just like, boom, a shot of energy. So welcome tonight. Feel free to share, but I want to ask you, or I want to finish the story about John D. Rockefeller and that he's shipping his barrels of oil via the railroad people. The railroad people are getting into a feud, and John D. Rockefeller says, that's it. And actually, the railroad people say, we're not going to be shipping your barrels at the volume that we were. Rockefeller's business starts to becomes crippled, but he runs a pipeline, which was a monumental task at that time. It was crazy to run a pipeline. So as the story goes, John D. Rockefeller runs the pipeline, gets his oil to all of the distribution centers, and the rest is history, because what happened after that, the railroad people start to shut down, and Rockefeller cripples the railroads. And Scott, who he was in a feud with, was never the same again. What does this have to do with my energy? Well, here's what it has to do with your energy. John D. Rockefeller spent, I would say, millions, even at that time, millions to run a pipeline of oil, which is energy. What I want you to do is I want you to run your pipeline of energy, to be aware of your energy level. And as we're doing this, I want you to share with me what things debilitate your energy level. What can shut your energy level down? And let me just be transparent with you tonight, because this is like really important to me to tell you where I'm at, because we're talking about energy. So I didn't sleep last night. I was up all night, and it wasn't to get lucky, all right? I was up late. I couldn't fall asleep. I mean, literally, it wasn't a night where I had trouble falling asleep, because I normally sleep good. I literally couldn't fall asleep. I was up. It's one of those nights where you feel like you didn't sleep at all. Has anybody had one of those nights where you just felt like you didn't sleep? You just felt like you were up all night? Well, that happened to me last night. I felt like I didn't sleep at all. So this morning I get up, and I'm tired, and I'm doing this video on energy today. What do I do? Watching music videos. Did I lose the context on that one? But anyway, so my energy level is low today. I'm doing this video. What do I do? So let me share with you some of these ways. And as I'm sharing with you, let's talk about some of the things that deter our energy. What takes away from your energy level? Anyone? I'll start. How about negative people? Oh, I posted at 3 a.m. Yeah, that's right, Carrie. You're right. So I woke up. That's why I was up. So there's proof that I was up at 3 a.m. last night, and I was breaking my own rule of getting on social media during the wrong hours. But negativity can ruin our energy level. And that's negative usually coming from another person or coming from ourselves. Affects our energy level. What else can affect our energy level? What else? Right. I got it, Conchetta. I got it. Hey, Daniela, welcome. We're talking about energy level right now. We're talking about my energy level and how I was up all night and getting ready for this video today. Now, I got to make a confession. I do drink what's called bulletproof coffee in the morning. We'll get into that. I was caffeine free for a long time, and then I liked the concept of bulletproof coffee, and I started to drink that, and I have it in the morning. I have caffeine in the morning, but that's it. There was a point in my life when I would have caffeine 2 or 3 times a day, and what would happen, even at that point, I would have a crash in the afternoon. I would just literally, my energy level would be up from caffeine, and then my energy level would just crash and debilitate. But now I literally get little to no crash, except when nights when I'm up all night. I did take a 5-minute nap earlier today, but let's talk about what infuses your energy. And while I'm going to bring up these topics, I want you to think about what increases your energy. And also, how does that relate to life fulfillment? What can you like? I mean, it sounds like it makes sense, right? If I increase my energy level, it's going to lead to more life fulfillment. I, I get it, and we all can probably agree with that. But let's go deeper tonight. This information, I say this on these videos. This information is not new. A lot of it, you've heard it before. But I want to go deeper. I want to invite you to go deeper into the information until you're doing it. Or you're grabbing one thing that you can do. Maybe there's a couple things you can do tonight. Increase your energy level. The first way I said, open up, figure out a way to feel a little bit better than you feel right now. Level up your emotions. And Danielle, see, this is coffee makes you sleepy. That's a reverse effect. I have someone else in my group that says Oreos make her lose weight. She's probably not on here right now, but she will be. Let me jump into two weird rules of mine, two weird rules of mine that I use to keep my energy level up. And then we'll get into some basic fundamental things that we can use to increase our energy and feel better right now. Who wants to feel better freaking right now? Like, you don't want to wait. You want to feel better now. You've had it. You're like, I want to feel better. I want to raise up my energy level. I had been burnt out. I feel like I'm spinning my wheels. I want energy. Well, listen, I'm going to go over that tonight. Energy to me is fulfillment. It's life. It's juice. You know, there's some crazy things going on the internet that say, Albert Einstein says everything is energy. I don't know if that's true, because I don't think that. I think that maybe somewhere along the lines, Albert Einstein talked about everything being energetic and that there's a vibration, but we can't prove it. But what if it was? What if that's true? What if everything is energy and we want to raise up our energy levels? I'm coming from the heart tonight because I know that people suffer little by little in different ways. And we're going to talk about, because some of the things that deplete your energy, a negative person in your life, when you feel overwhelmed, when you feel like your to-do list is 1,000 miles long, it depletes your energy. And I want to make a distinction, because this is like, I can talk about my story. I'm tired, right? I didn't sleep last night. I had my energy level, though, it does not seem low, does it? Because they're two different things. And here's how I know, because I've been tired and energetic. Right now, I would give myself maybe like a 6. I'm not, probably like a 7 energy level. Maybe you can ask yourself, what is your energy level right now? Where's your energy level at? But to me, I've been tired and energetic, but I've also been tired with low energy. Do you know what I'm talking about? Have you ever been like really tired? You're hanging out, you're having a great time with friends, and somebody goes, let's go do something, and it's maybe late, and you're like, yeah, let's go do it. Well, you're tired, but your energy level's not. You get that stimulation. Your energy is increased even though you're tired. But conversely, have you been not tired and had a low energy level? Like, you're not tired, but you're around that negative person. So you're not tired, but your energy level dips simply because you're around a particular person or a group of people. And so two weird rules of mine that I use to increase my energy. Rule number 1, when my energy is low, I exercise. Sometimes, like, in other words, that's a rule in my head. You know, some people, when they're tired, they pull back. When their energy's low, they pull back. My energy's low. They pull back. I created a rule in my head. When my energy is low, I plunge forward. I do something. And it could be as simple as a walk. Okay? Now, if I'm tired, I want to be conscious and aware. And that points me to this. The wrap around this whole thing is to be conscious. And that's why I asked you to check in with how you feel. It sounds simple, but a lot of us don't check in with how we actually feel. We're too busy doing, thinking, feeling. all the freaking time. So it's like, can you separate from the thought machine and the emotions to create some space to be aware? Like-minded people, energy, yes. Well, Conchetta, I know it's late for you at 1:45 a.m., but I don't even know what hours you keep these days. But we appreciate you being here. Carrie, to have more energy, sometimes you need to expand more energy. Right. So my rule is to get energy, use energy. You're not an iPhone. We're not going to plug you into the wall, although maybe when you sleep. Okay. But what my rule is, when my energy is low, I exercise. And if I'm tired and my energy is low, I'm conscious. I try to tune in and I make a decision. Sometimes I go work out. Sometimes I do take a nap, or maybe like a 10-minute power nap. But the key is not to just always go to sleep or always shut off. A lot of people do that. Try the alternate. And maybe you go out for a walk. And I'm going to talk about these things tonight. So when maybe you want to grab a page out of my book. When your energy's low, go exercise. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's a walk. I don't care if it's doing some jumping jacks. I don't care if it's doing some burpees, some push-ups, some leg lifts, and get on the floor and do the bicycle. Maybe you do some yoga. Whatever you got to do it. Increase the energy level. You can do it at any time. You can build up your energy level anytime you want. So that's one of my rules. The other rule I have, this is a biggie. This rule here, I want you to write this one down. What's up, Michael? I want you to write this rule down. And here it is. This is a major rule. You ready for this? When I am tired, this is Austin. You can take a page out of my book if you want. When I am tired and my energy is low, I don't fully trust my thoughts or my emotions initially. I create space. So when when I'm tired and or my energy is low, I don't fully trust my thoughts and emotions. Here's what I recognized, and you might recognize this too. When you're tired and your energy is low, your thoughts and your emotions can go down with it. And they may not be good, especially if you're somebody who's struggling with negative thoughts or depression. You step away, and let me tell you, this gives you the freedom to step away from that, get some rest, get some exercise, come back and revisit it. And 9 times out of 10, I say to myself, that was bullshit. It was bullshit. It was a bullshit thought popped in my head. It was bull, So maybe you can take a page out of that book and say, you know what? When I'm tired, when my energy level's low, I'm going to create some space. And I'm not necessarily going to just go down that rabbit hole, because one of those thoughts leads to another thought, leads to another thought. Next thing you know, you're not having a good day. Next thing you know, you're not having a good week. Next thing you know, your energy level is depleted. Too long. Conchetta's saying she's learned that. Amen to that. It's a beautiful, beautiful gift. So here's the deal. Don't be shy. We got some people sharing tonight. I'm going to talk about listen, I can't cover everything on these videos. I'm covering some basics, and some of this stuff, you know it. But I want to invite you to ready? Boom, there's some energy for you. Boom. Having a little fun here tonight. But I want to invite you to go deeper into this information. And we're going to level you tonight. You're going to level up your energy tonight. And Conchetta, you may be going to sleep to level up your energy. We're going to level up your energy tonight. Number 1, level up your emotions. What can you do right now to feel better? What can you do right now? Right now. Yes, right now. Don't tell anybody. What can you do to feel a little bit better? Don't tell anybody, misery loves company. They want to know, this happened, and this happened. Oh my God, and this happened. And then this happened. Oh, let me tell you about some bad news. Let me tell you about what the local president did here. Let me tell you about what what my neighbor did. Wait till you hear this. erase, right? Level up your emotions. What can you do now to naturally feel better? Keyword naturally, because because we can stimulate ourselves naturally, exercise. And we can also maybe grab a little caffeine every now and again. And, I don't need to tell you, if you're abusing caffeine. I don't need to tell you. Listen, I like coffee once a day. I've actually been feeling really good for a while. Carrie, do share. Why do you feel good and why has it been a while? What are you doing? Are you holding out? You have secrets that you're not telling us. Please share as I go through this. Number two, we talked about it earlier. Get around energetic people. Ready? Consistently. I listened to that guy Austin once or twice. I got him down. Yeah, I know what he's up to. I've seen that. I know that stuff. Maybe I'm not your cup of tea, but the point is get around energetic people consistently. If you got energetic, great people on your job, more power to you. Most people don't. And that's one of maybe the ways you can check in with yourself and say, am I getting around energetic people? If you're a solopreneur, where are you going to get your cup filled up? Who are you hanging out with, right? Get around those people. There's nothing more stimulating than another human being. Well, conversely, there could be nothing more boom than another human. So you're studying Abraham. Yes, working on my focus wheel and my vortex. Beautiful. For some of you people, we'll keep it simple. Feel better now. Feel better now. And, if I talk about this stuff, I like to think of this stuff as a muscle. I don't watch TV either. I like to think of this, and Carrie's saying she doesn't watch TV, because you got to filter your mind. I used what Zig Ziglar said. If somebody walked into your house and they came in and they grabbed the trash can, they dumped it on the floor, and they walked out, what would you do? Now, for some of you, you would chase that person down and you may have a word with them. You may even get physical. You may grab them by the ear and pull them back in and say, pick up that trash. It doesn't belong here. But yet we let people dump shit in our minds all day long. We don't have to do that. We can choose. And that affects our energy. And this is about being conscious. Am I doing things to increase my energy? B, am I doing things to decrease? What can I do to increase my energy? What can I do to stay away from things that decrease my energy? Getting around people consistently. Number three, exercise. We just talked about it. There's nothing new under the sun. There's just new ways of understanding it, going deeper into it. Exercise. And I just want to say this to you, because this is really powerful as well. When it comes to exercise, people overestimate what it's going to take. And they subconsciously create a pain at some point because they think they got to dedicate an hour all the time. It's an hour. Oh, it's 30 minutes. I don't have time for that. So what I do, again, you can take a page out of my book. So what I'm doing right now, I'm just going to tell you, what am I doing right now? Like, it doesn't matter what I freaking say. It matters what I'm doing. So what I do, I've been getting up in the morning and I run a mile, 1 mile. And it's not all that I do, but you see, like, a mile every day, it builds a habit. It's not a lot, but it's everything. There's so much power in the small things done consistently. And I want to invite you into that world if you're not doing it. Pick something that you can do that's a small sliver that you can do every single day. And this is a way for me to increase my energy first thing in the morning. Now, do I run more than a mile? Yeah, sometimes. But when I tell myself I'm going to run a mile, my brain goes, check. No problem. Versus when I get up at, and it's like 5 a.m, I'm going, oh man, I got to work out for an hour. Check out. So it's knowing how to Work on the mind. Maybe you use the 5-second rule. You say 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to make a decision. Boom. And you do it or you don't. You don't stay in between. Maybe that's what you do. So exercise, eating foods. Now, like, I'm not here to get into a deep dive, and I love the term deep dive. It seems that everybody says deep dive nowadays. There's always a term that people use. So we're going to go into a deep dive into this. No, we're not going to do a deep dive into food and nutrition. But I will say this. I will say a couple things on it, and then I'll put it on you. Eating foods that clear. So increase foods that clear and cleanse, and decrease foods that clog. Increase foods that clear and cleanse, and decrease foods that clog. What is that? Listen, there's 1,000 things out there on how to eat better. I have my own personal things. You can find it as simple as typing in Google. But I will say this, a couple things that maybe point you in the right direction. Look at your blood type. You know, that's one indicator. What kind of blood type are you? It's not the end all be all, but looking at your blood type, because people want to say it's vegan, it's this, it's that. Go research for yourself. That's all. You don't need to say do it one person's way. You do it your way. Go research. Go talk to people. And make your own decision based on you and your body. Learn your blood type. Learn what body type you are. Learn those things about yourself. Do some research. It doesn't take, listen, you studied all this time in school. Why not study about increasing your energy and running that pipeline? The metaphor, John Rockefeller, run the pipeline to your own energy resource, that you have it all the time. And even if you get off track, you can get back on track. So research, and I want to say this, it's not just weight loss when it comes to food. It's food that increases your energy, your health, and your well-being. Now, if you do that, your weight should get to a point where it's healthy and stable. You know, my weight personally hasn't fluctuated outside of 10 pounds in my adult life. You know, yes, genetics, but yes, I do certain things that lead to get results. And I know when I can step out and enjoy myself, which I perceive as enjoyment, and get back on track. And so 80% of the time or more, I'm eating healthy foods that clear and cleanse. And every once in a while, you know, I'll get a little whatever, you know, because I want to enjoy food too. Because we want to enjoy food. We want to do that. And we want to have the freedom to do that. But we also want to take good care of our body, and we want to increase energy. I don't have a job where I'm around complaining people all day. Woo! And supply your brain. You need good. Yeah, that's exactly what one of the things I said. Good, healthy fats is a source of energy. Don't believe the hype. Hopefully by now people have heard this, that, you know, healthy fats are good for you. If you haven't heard that, people are taking fat to lose weight today. And there's a whole diet program called the keto diet. It's out there, and Bulletproof Coffee is a part of that. But listen, I say this again, study for yourself. Like, go out. The research is out there. Talk to people who are getting results. Talk to people who are like you, who are getting results of health and well-being first. Weight loss second. Thanks for sharing that, Carrie, and reminding me of the healthy fats. Places that inspire. Where can you go that helps you increase your energy? If you've watched any of my videos, you know that I'm outside a lot. You're probably like, this guy's outside again. And yeah, I'm outside again because that's where I get inspired. You see, there was a time when I would miss it. There was a time when I would go out into nature and I'd miss it. But now, when I go out in nature, I get it. I get it. And what it is, there's a presence in nature that's there. And it fills me up. And what I want to invite you to do, to take, these are 5 things that I gave you tonight. And there's a lot more. Get some sunshine, right? Get some sun, 10 to 15 minutes of sun every day, vitamin D. Some research prevents cancer, right? But hopefully you were taking notes. It's not enough to know these things because you really don't know it. And what I learned from Stephen Covey is to know and not to do is not to know. See, my ego always wanted to tell me that I know it. I got it. I can fill the ego up. I got it. I know that. But then if you're not doing it, do you really know it? And the answer is no, you don't. And so what this is an invitation to grab some of this stuff. So if I go through this checklist today and I say, did I do any of these things? Did I level up my emotions? Yes, I did. Because my energy was low. I didn't sleep. And my energy is low, so I'm tired and I have a low energy. But I'm excited about this. So I level up my emotions. And if you want to get into the whole thing, there's your focus, your physiology, and the language you're using is a constant perpetual wheel that's creating emotions that support, increase energy, or emotions that drain and bog down. And it doesn't mean that we don't feel emotions. Like that to me, I see people running around, they're trying to, and maybe there's a place for this, but you got to feel your emotions too. You can't just brush them under the rug and just think, oh, let me just do this and that. No, you can feel your emotions. Just don't stay there. That's the point. Use this stuff to get you out when it's time, get from the emotions right? Get from so you can get out. Don't just get out. Because if you're just trying to get out, you might get out and not get. For some of you, you're hanging out too long in these emotions. You're hanging out in these emotions, these thoughts. You're hanging out, and you're getting around other people, and they're feeding this bullshit. And then you wonder why things don't change. Level up your emotions. Change your body. Change what you're pumping into your head. Change what you're focusing on. I mean, this is a constant thing. I've been at this for a long time, and every day I got to remind myself. Every day. Level up your emotions. I did it today. Get around energetic people consistently. I did that today. Exercise. I did that today. Eating healthy, rich foods. I did that. I'm using myself as an example, not to pat myself on the back here. What I'm saying is, if you can fit all these things into a day? How you doing? How's your energy level? I didn't sleep last night. My energy level is pretty good right now. No caffeine. So exercise, eating foods that clear and cleanse. I had healthy food today. I got out in nature today. These are just a couple of mine. There's more. What are yours? What are yours? And my good friend does Airbon. It's amazing. I've heard about Airbon. And Carrie does not do diet foods. They're full of chemicals. Yes, they are. And break the habit of being yourself. Break the habit. I would say break the habit of the old patterns. Your true self wants to come out. Your true self is dying to express itself. But you're not. Your true self wants to express. Your true self wants to be who you truly are. Your true self wants to be energetic. Your true self wants to give that gift. Your true self wants to be more fulfilled. So as I go through this list, and we talk about the things that build energy up, does this lead to more fulfillment? Does this lead to more fulfillment? I've often had people look at me and say, they think I'm eating for the future. Like when I eat healthy, they think I'm eating for the future. They say, "Oh, you're gonna live forever. You're gonna live forever. Oh my God, look how you eat. You're gonna live so long. You're gonna live forever. Look how you eat." And I have to smile to myself and say, "I'm eating for right now. Like I'm eating for right now. Maybe the future too, but when I eat for now, and believe me, I take some liberties sometimes. I do. But I get at least I would say 8 to 10 servings of vegetables a day, if not more. And the point is, why do I do that? Because I'm aware that what I'm eating, I check in and see, how do I feel after I've had that particular food? How do I feel? And if I feel good, I keep eating it. And so I might be eating for the future, but I'm eating for right now. And if you can do these things and you can raise up your energy level, my question is this: when you pick up the phone and you go to call that loved one and your energy level's good, how do you show up for them? I would guess that you would show up much better when your energy level's high than when it's low. And indirectly, if you are a better person when you show up, it's going to improve your relationships. Hey, everybody ever heard that thing, hangry? You ever get hangry? Oh man, I'm so hangry. I'm hungry, and because I'm hungry, I'm getting angry. And you just said the wrong thing, and boom! You ever been hangry before? Hangry is not good for your relationships. Energy is good for your relationships to build, cultivate, and create more energy in our life. And it is 9:08, and I just want to open this up for any questions. And while I'm doing that, feel free to share. You guys have had some great shares. Yes, I believe so, and I don't know what you're referring to. Apologize, Carrie. Maybe you can. Oh, you're talking about the being yourself. I think that's what we were talking about. Be your true self. Let go of the old patterns and thoughts of thinking. Step into who you truly are, and we need more of it today. We need people that are working on their energy, that are increasing their energy, because think of it this way: if you are your best self in this life, is your energy high or is it low? I ain't want any of that chocolate cup flavored broccoli. Are you kidding me? Well, you have all that. I'm just kidding. I don't know if that's a joke or you really are, but if you are and you like it, enjoy it. A little dark chocolate here every now and again doesn't hurt anybody, or whatever your favorite chocolate is. Certainly that's a good thing. But I just want to share with you that this is Freedom Live. This is where we help people get free, stay present, and move forward with their life, their business, and relationship, create more meaning and purpose than ever before. And today, increase your energy level, because it's all included in that. And any large undertaking is going to require a large dose of energy. A large dose of energy. And if you're thinking about it, not that I'm biased, but the Eagles just won the Super Bowl. And I liken it to the conditioning. There's some things that go on in the locker room that help athletes sustain longer. And you're no different. Like, why not take care of your energy level? Create that pipeline that I talked about in the beginning, that John D. Rockefeller put that oil. What about your pipeline to your energy? What are the things that you're going to do? And you don't have to do all of this stuff, but maybe you grab a couple here and there and you say, I am going to add those things. I'm going to breathe more. I'm going to get more sun. I'm going to get up and I'm going to walk and move around more. These are little things. And I talked about running the mile a day, little things that make a huge difference over a long period of time. And that's a beautiful thing. But I want to share with you that I'm launching a podcast called Flashpoint. And Flashpoint is for people in business, right? Most of the people I know out there, they have something that they're passionate about, a side hustle, a business that they're developing. And Flashpoint is a podcast that you can pull into your journey to help you get to what I call the flashpoint. The flashpoint is a definition of Merriam-Webster, is when someone or something bursts into being. And so what I mean by that, just because you started a business, just because you want change, it doesn't happen. There's a lot of people who want a business. They want to make $1 million. They want They want to build a massive business. They want this life change. Just because they thought about it, that's not enough. Just because you started the business, it's not enough. See, the people that you know about, they've hit what I call a flashpoint. And that flashpoint is usually economic in nature. And what it is when you get a big thing or a big exposure, you create something, and boom, people think you're an overnight success. But really, you've been building up to that flashpoint. And when that flashpoint happens, that's when you know you're validated. You got the money coming in. Your side hustle now becomes a full-time business, or your business that maybe you've been struggling, it launches. It finally goes off the launch pad, and that's your flashpoint. And I liken it to entertainment, where people, you always hear this story, a similar story of a band or an actor, an actress. They were at it for years, and then on this one night, it was a Thursday at 8:30, and this guy, this big agent walked in and heard that song or saw that act, and boom, the rest is history. Well, every one of us have a flashpoint in our lives for different things. If you become aware of it, that's the key. So what I want to do is I want to draw attention to it, and I want you to stay with your enterprise, your side hustle, whatever that is, to get to your flashpoint, because everyone has a flashpoint, but 90% of the people never get to that flashpoint. So they never truly get burst into being. They tried something and they moved on. And I want to develop this flashpoint for you and for me. And and there's other things that I have that can almost guarantee your success. And and one of the things that, and I apologize, I have a tendency to probably give too much out, and I talk too much about it, but I'm passionate about it. Because the other thing that I'm really passionate about and I'm working on right now is a mastermind mentorship program. And I'm just going to speak about this a little bit as I wrap up here. What I've found, and I've been in sales and business, sales management for 18 plus years, and I see all this stuff on the internet, and some of it's amazing. But I ask myself, what is it that creates the most dramatic change in somebody? What is the way that creates the most dramatic change? What does that? And we talked about it tonight, increasing energy. And to me, it's getting around the right people. So I've run people through my program. I've done a lot of one-on-one stuff. I've had the opportunity to speak in front of crowds at live events. It's all fantastic. But here's the one thing so let me clarify. Because Carrie, you're right. Pain to me gets you going. Purpose is what keeps you going. But the one thing that makes all the difference is getting around the right people. You become the 5 people you hang around. So why not just get around better people? Why not get around people who can foster and help you get what it is you want? I've gotten really good at getting people into a group, either live or on a Zoom call, and cultivating an environment that helps people grow, that helps people get free, move forward, get free, stay present, move forward with their life, their business, and relationship. And I'm still working on it. I don't have it mastered, but what I do know, if we can get into a group and we can get into that for 6 months or whatever, 3 months, 6 months, whatever it is, great things are going to happen. So what I want to do is I want to invite you to, if you're interested, if you have a side hustle, to join the podcast. And I want to just to invite you to look out for this link that I'm going to be posting on this mastermind mentorship program. And this is coming from my heart, like gut level, everything I have. I'm gonna pour out, and I'm gonna get a group of people together, and 6 months to a year from now, you're gonna look back and you're gonna be amazed at where things have gone. So this wraps up Freedom Live number 7. You can go back and listen to these topics. You can listen to the great shares by Carrie and Conchetta. But here, let's just keep it simple. Feel better now. What can you do to feel a little bit better than you feel right now? If you're always working on that, okay, so one more thing here. If you consistently look at your results and use your results to establish your feeling, your results will eventually go down. If you consistently work on your feeling and you feel better, your results will consistently go up. You have the choice. However, you must be conscious and aware to step away from the incessant thinking and emotions that you've been practicing to this point in your life. Suspend the ego, because it's not there to help you grow. It's there to help you survive. Create space. See, most people, there's no space. Create space. All you need is a little bit to let a new idea in, a new distinction, a new awareness. And in that place, everything can change, and you realize you're not as far away as you think. Your survival mechanism might be running on overdrive because of past hurt, because of past things that have happened in the past. And unfortunately, most people are caught in this conundrum. You can't create massive change and lead with your survival brain. There has to be an opening. There has to be a moment of courage. There has to be a flashpoint where you say, that's it. No mas. Enough. Today is the day. I am going to make that change. I'm going to do it. Because too much of a good thing is not a good thing. Your protection mode in overdrive is not a good thing. So I just want to thank you for listening tonight. God bless you. Have an outstanding night, and just do whatever you can to feel a little bit better right now. Talk soon. This wraps up Freedom Live number 7. YouTube, thank you so much. This is maybe a little rocky, but this is the launch of Freedom Live. This is number 7. It's the launch on YouTube, and we're going to do more. So thank you for listening. Please like and share, comment, you know, whatever. I don't care. Good, bad, and different. You liked, you didn't like. I aggravated you. I didn't do this. I didn't do that. Whatever. Put it up there. Share it. I want to hear from you no matter what. Talk soon.